Come all you sons of freedom and listen to my theme. Come all you roving lumberjacks that run the Saginaw stream. We'll cross the Tiddy-be-Watty where the mighty waters flow, and we'll roam the wild woods over, and once more a lumbering go, and once more a lumbering go. We will roam the wild woods over, and once more a lumbering go. When the white frost hits the valley and the snow conceals the wood, the lumberjack has enough to do to find his family food. No time he has for pleasure or to hunt the buck and doe. He will roam the wild woods over, and once more a lumbering go, and once more a lumbering go. We will roam the wild woods over, and once more a lumbering go. With our cross-cut saws and axes, we will make the woods resound, and many a tall and stately tree will come crashing to the ground. With camp hooks on our shoulders, to our boot tops deep in snow, we will roam the wild woods over, and once more a lumbering go, and once more a lumbering go. We will roam the wild woods over, and once more a lumbering go. You may talk about your farms, your houses and fine places, but pity not the shanty boys while dashing on their sleighs. For around a good campfire at night we'll sing while wild winds blow, and we'll roam the wild woods over, and once more a lumbering go, and once more a lumbering go. We will roam the wild woods over, and once more a lumbering go. Then when navigation opens and the water runs so free, we'll drive our logs to Saginaw, once more our girls to see. They will all be there to welcome us, and our hearts in rapture flow. We will stay with them through summer, then once more a lumbering go, and once more a lumbering go. We will stay with them through summer, then once more a lumbering go. When our youthful days are ended and our stories are growing old, we'll take to us each man a wife and settle on the farm. We'll have enough to eat and drink, contented we will go. We will tell our wives of our hard times, and no more a lumbering go, and no more a lumbering go. We will tell our wives of our hard times, and no more a lumbering go.
Early in the season, the fall of '63, the preacher of the gospel one day come to me. He says, my clever fellow, how would you like to go for to spend a winter a-lumbering in Michigan, I-O. Oh, so boldly I stepped up to him, these words to him did say, on going out there a-lumbering depends upon the pay. If you will pay good wages, my passage to and fro, I'll go spend a winter a-lumbering in Michigan, I-O. Oh, which I will pay good wages, I'll pay your passage out, providing you'll sign papers that you will stay the route. Oh, but if you do get homesick and swear at home you'll go, I'll not pay your passage over to Michigan, I owe. Oh, and by that kind of flattery we enlisted quite a train. Oh, some 25 or 30 young able-bodied men. Oh, we had a pleasant voyage on the road we had to go. Oh, they landed us in Saginaw, called Michigan, I owe. Oh, it's now our joys are ended and the troubles they've begun. Oh, Smith and Williams agents, how they come rolling in. Oh, they sent us in a country, the road we did not know. Oh, it was up on the Rifle River in Michigan, I owe. For to tell the way we suffered, it is beyond the heart of man. But to give the fair description, I'll do the best I can. Our grub the dogs they'd laugh at, our beds built on the snow. Oh, God grant there is no bigger hell than Michigan, I owe. Our grub the dogs they'd laugh at, our beds built on the snow. Oh, God grant there is no bigger hell than Michigan, I owe. Oh, it's now the winter is finished and it's homeward we are bound. It's in this cursed country no longer we'll be found. We'll go home to our wives and sweethearts, tell others not to go to that God-forsaken country, oh, called Michigan, I owe. We'll go home to our wives and sweethearts, tell others not to go to that God-forsaken country, oh, called Michigan, I owe.
Come all you true-born shanty boys, wherever ye may be. Come set ye on the deacon seat and listen unto me. I'll sing the song of Gerry's rocks and a hero you should know. The bravest of all shanty boys is our foreman, young Monroe. It being on one Sunday's morning, early daylight did appear. Our logs were piling mountains high, we could not keep them clear. Cheer up, my river maiden, revolve your heart of woe. We'll break the jam on Gerry's rocks, cries our foreman, young Monroe. Some of those boys were willing, while others they hid from sight. For to break a jam on Sunday, they did not think it was right. When 6 of our Canadian boys did volunteer to go and break the jam on Gerry's rocks with her true love, young Monroe. They had not picked off many logs when Monroe to them did say, I must send you back up the drive, my boys, for the jam will soon give away. Alone he freed the key log then, and when the jam did go, it carried away on the biling flood our foreman, young Monroe. When the rest of boys up at the camp the sad news came to hear, in search of his dead body down the river they did steer. When there they found to their surprise, their sorrow, grief, and woe, all bruised
and mangled on the beach laid the corpse of young Monroe. They picked him up most tenderly, smoothed down his waving hair. There was one fair form among them whose cry did rend the air. The fairest lass of Saginaw let tears of angry flow, but her mourns and cries could not awake her true love, young Monroe. The Mrs. Clark, a widow, lived by the riverside. It was her only daughter, Monroe's intended bride. The wages of her cheerless love the boss to her did pay, and a gift of gold was sent to her by the shanty boys next day. When she received the money, she thanked them cheerfully. But it was not her portion long on earth to be, for it was just 6 weeks or so when she was called to go, and the shanty boys laid her to rest by her true love, young Monroe. They buried her quite decently, 'twas on the 4th of May. Come all you true-born shanty boys, and for your comrade pray. Engraved upon a hemlock tree, whereby the beeches grow, is a name and date of the mournful face of our shanty boy Monroe.
Come all of you old shanty boys, I live while I relate concerning a young lad and his untimely fate, concerning a young shanty boy, most manly, true, and brave. 'Twas on the dam of Gerry's rock they met his watery grave. 'Twas on a Sunday morning, as you will quickly hear. Our logs were piled up mountain high, we could not keep them clear. Our foreman said, "Turn out, brave boys, your hearts devoid no fear. We'll break the dam on Gerry's rock, and for against town we'll steer." Some of them were willing, while others they were not. To work on jam on Sunday they did not think they'd ought, but 6 of our Canadian boys did volunteer to go, to break the jam on Gerry's rock with their foreman, young Monroe. They had not rolled off many logs when they heard his clear voice say, "I'd have you boys be on your guard, for the dam will soon give way." These words were scarcely spoken, and the mist did break and go. It carried off the 6 brave youths and their foreman, young Monroe. When the rest of our bold shanty boys the sad news came to hear, in search of their dead comrades to the river some other mangled bodies a-floating down did go. There crashed and bleeding near the bank lay the form of young Monroe. They took him from his watery grave, brushed back his raven hair. There was one fair form among them whose sad cries rose through the air. One fair girl among them, a maid from Saginaw town, whose moans and cries rose to the skies for her true love who'd gone down. Fair Sarah was a noble girl, a riverman's true friend. She and her widowed mother dear lived at the river bend. The wages of her own true love, the boys to her did pay, and for the shanty they bid up a generous first next day. They buried him in sorrow deep, it was on the 1st of May. Now come, you tender shanty boys, it's for your comrade pray, engraved upon a hemlock tree that by the grave did grow, was the name and date of the sad, sad fate of this river lad Monroe. Fair Sarah did not long survive, her heart broke in the grief, and scarcely 2 months afterward death came to her relief. When the time had passed away and she was told to go, her last request was granted her to be laid by young Monroe. Come all of you bold shanty boys, I would have you call and see the true green mound by the riverside where rose the hemlock tree. The shanty boys cleared out the wood, and there the loves laid low. And some clear river and her true love Jack Monroe.
I am a bold raftsman, from Greenville I came. My name is engraved on the rocks of St. George. From housetop to bar shop, I'm very well known. They call me Jack Haggerty of Flat River Town. Me occupation 'tis a riverman, where the white waters roll. My departure and departure at last I defend. The dark blots of QB has caused me much grief. My heart struck with a thunder, and I can ne'er get relief. My troubles I'll tell to you without much delay. A sweet little lassie my heart stole away. She was the blacksmith's daughter on Flat River side. I always intended to make her my bride. I dressed her in jewels and the finest of lace.
the costest of muslin to her I embraced. I gave to her my wages for her to keep safe, and begrudged her of nothing that I had on this earth. Till one day on the river a letter I received, and she said from her promise herself she'd relieve, to be married to another who had long been delayed, and that the next time I saw her she would ne'er be a maid. To her old mother, Jane Tucker, I laid all the blame. She caused her to forsake me and darken my name, and to cast off the rigging which God would soon tie. And it's left me to wander along the Flat River side. Then adieu to Flat River, for me there's no rest. I will shoulder my peavy and I will go west. I will go to Muskegon, some pleasure to find, and leave my own Annie, my true lover, behind. So it's come all you bold rivermen, with the heart stout and true. Never depend on a woman, you're beat if you do. And if ever you meet one with the dark chestnut curl, just think of Jack Haggerty and his Flat River girl.
Not a thing on the river McCluskey did fear, as he pulled the stick o'er the big spotted steers. They were young, quick, and sound, girting 8 feet and 3. Said McCluskey the Scotchman, there the lad is for me. Bull Gordon, the Yankee of skidding, was full, as he said, whoa, ho, to his little brown bulls. Short-legged and soggy, girding 6 feet and 9, said McCluskey the Scotchman, too light for our pine. 'Twas 3 to the 1,000 our contract did call. The skidding was good, for the timber was tall. McCluskey, he swore that he'd make the day full, and he'd skid 2 to 1 of the little brown bulls. Oh, no, said Bull Gordon, that you cannot do, although we all know you, the pets of the crew. But mark you, my boy, you will have your hands full if you skid 1 more log than my little brown bull. The day was appointed, and soon it draw nigh, for $25 their fortunes to try. Each eager and anxious that morning were found, as the scalers and judges appeared on the ground. With a whoop and a yell came McCluskey to view, with his big spotted steers, the pets of the crew, both chewing their cuds. Oh, boys, keep your jaws full, for you easily can beat them, the little brown bulls. Then out stepped Bull Gordon with pipe in his jaw, with his little brown bulls with their cuds in their mouths. And little did we think when we see them come down, that 140 they could jerk around. Then up spoke McCluskey, come stripped to the skin, For I'll dig you a hole and I'll tumble you in. I will learn the damn Yankee to face a bull Scot. I will cook you a dose and you'll get it red hot. Said Gordon to Stebbin with blood in his eye, today we must conquer McCluskey or die. Then up spoke old Kennebec, oh boy, never fear, for you never will be beaten by the big spotted steers. The sun had gone down when the foreman did say, turn out, boys, turn out, you've enough for the day. We have scaled them and counted them, each man to his team. And it's well do we know now which one kicks the beam. After supper was over, McCluskey appeared with a belt ready made for his big spotted steers. To form it he'd torn up his best Mackinaw, for he swore he'd conduct it according to law. Then up spoke the scaler, hold on you a while, for your big spotted steers are behind just 1 mile. You skidded 110 and no more, and the bulls have you beaten by 10 and the score. The shanty did ring and McCluskey did swear, as he tore out by handsful his long yellow hair. Said he to Bull Gordon, my colors I pull, so here takes the belt for your little brown bull. Here's health to Bull Gordon and Kennebec John, the biggest day's work on the river they've done. So fill up your glasses, boys, fill them up full. We will drink to the health of the little brown bull.
A is for a swing, tweet, swing through and fro. B is for boys that handles them so. C is for can-do, no logs we make spin. D is for danger that we're always in, and so merry are we. We are the boys when we're out on a spree. Sing hi Derry, ho Derry, hi Derry, dum. Give the Lumberjacks whiskey and nothing goes wrong. E is for echo, it through the woods rang, and F is for foreman that pushes our gang. G is for grinding stone, the axes we ground. H is for handle that turns them around, and so merry are we. We are the boys when we're out on the spree. Sing hi Derry, ho Derry, hi Derry, dum. Give the Lumberjacks whiskey and nothing goes wrong. I is for ink with the letters we wrote, and J is for jacket we wore for a coat. K is for kindling the fires we light. L is for lice that bothers by night, and so merry are we. We are the boys when we're out on the spree. Sing hi Derry, ho Derry, hi Derry, dum. Give the Lumberjacks whiskey and nothing goes wrong. M is for money, which everyone knows. N is for needle that patches our clothes. O is for oxen, the road we swamp through. And P is for fearless, which everyone chews, and so merry
the merry are we. We are the boys when we're out on the spree. Sing high dairy, ho nary, high dairy dum. Give the lumberjacks whiskey and nothing goes wrong. U is for quiet when we are asleep. R is for rabbits, which everyone needs. S is for sleigh, so stout and so strong. And T is for team that totes them along. And so merry are we. We are the boys when we're out on the spree. Sing high dairy, ho dairy, high dairy dum. Give the lumberjacks whiskey and nothing goes wrong. U is for youth, which we put ourselves to. V is for valley, we tramped it right through. W is for women when we're down in the spring. And triple leg beer is the best beer to drink.
You Irishmen that wanted, oh, you Irish hearts undaunted, return unto the shanty, oh, before your youth decline. For the spectators they will ponder, and they'll look upon us with wonder. Our noise succeeds like thunder when we go and fall a fine. The shanty is our station, and it is our occupation. Each man is at his station, oh, some to score and line. Oh, in it's 8 foot of a block, we'll chip out it every knock, and we'll cause the woods to shock at the falling of the pine. Oh, it is 8 foot of a block, we'll chip out it every knock, and we'll cause the woods to shock at the falling of the pine. Just as the daylight breaks and from our slumbers we're awakened, our breakfast we have taken, our axes we'll go grind. Oh, it's far in the woods advance, where our axes clear doth glance, and like brothers we'll advance, of days we'll go and fall the pine. Oh, it's now the winter is finished, from our shanties we're diminished, from our shanties we're diminished, all for a little time. Oh, in its 40 part we're scattered, oh, until to the bones we're gathered, where we will select the timbers in some handsome rafts of pine. Oh, in its 40 part we're scattered, oh, until to the bones we're gathered, where we will select the timbers in some handsome rafts of pine. When we get into Quebec, brave boys, we won't forget our whistles for to wet, with some whiskey or good wine. With some pretty girl we'll boast, till our money it is all used. Then, brave boys, we won't refuse for to go and fall the pine. With some pretty girl we'll boast, till our money it is all used. Then, brave boys, we won't refuse for to go and fall the pine.
Down by the wild mustard river, down by the old Emery Dam, we arose from our blankets one morning to flood from the reservoir dam. When the waters come rustling and rolling, our peavies and pikes we'd apply, not thinking that one of our number this day had so horribly to die. On the river there was none any better, on the log than our friend Johnny Style. He had worked there more than any other, but he always was reckless and wild. today his luck went against him. His foot it was caught in the jam. And you know how that creek runs a-howling when you flood from the reservoir dam. But we were all there in a moment, just as soon as he gave his first shout. And you know how that creek runs a-howling. It rolls in, but it never rolls out. We worked for an hour and a quarter. We worked till our time come to spare. And we had a whole well worked through her, when like lightning she hauled out of there. We rode her down and pulled up in dead water. We worked till the sweat down us poured. We pulled his dead body from in under, but it looked like poor Johnny no more. His flesh was all cut up in ringlets and rolled out as flat as your hand. We'll hold peace on this earth for his body, while the Lord holds his soul in command.
Come all you jolly shanty boys that would the shanty and go. Come listen to my story, and I will tell to you our trials and our hardships we undergo each day, while working up in Turner's camp along the Chippewa. I started up from Saginaw to go up the Chippewa. I landed in a place called Clare about 11 o'clock that day. The place being so stumpy, I thought I was next to hell. So I jumped on board of old Saxon stage and I came to Isabel. While laying around in Isabel, I thought I'd go to work. Away up in the lumber camp where there was no time to shirk. I started after dinner time to take a little tramp. I fetched up just at supper time to Charlie Turner's camp. At 3 o'clock next morning, the cook his horn did blow, for to call the boys unto the hash and for the woods to go. At first they put me sawing, but they found that would not pay. So when the boys from Quebec left, we went to load the sleigh. In loading up those darned old sleigh, of course I'd been so green. The piling up of those top logs I never before had seen. The driver being in a hurry for to get upon his route, would kick the log and roll the log and shove the log about. When the last load was on the sleigh, to the river we would go, to sing the songs of many things that happened years ago. Some would sing of Johnny Troy, the others the Cumberland crew, but of all the songs that I love best, 'twas Bold Jack Donahue. 'Twas on the 16th day of May, when bright the sun did shine. Our camps had got all busted up, and our men had got their time. Our teams had got all through hauling in, the birds began to sing. They commenced to break their always, and I knew it must be spring. One evening in November, I happened for to stray to Johnny Carter's lumbering camp on the banks of Chippewa. With him I tried to grub and chop and level down the roads to make ready for our wintry snow to which our logs are towed. With grub, hose, pries, and axes, we loosened the ruts and stumps, and we filled up all our hollows as we leveled down the lumps. Now to be a perfect woodsman and to learn the lumbering trade, you must spend a certain length of time a toiling on the grade. Now choppers grind your axes, and sawyers file your saws, and teamsters mend your harnesses, for these are lumbering laws. The blacksmith and the tinker, they mend our tools so neat, we near not fear the work, by boys our tools they're all complete. Our cooks, they are good-natured, we get the best of board, we get the best variety our country can afford. Potatoes, apples, turnips, beans, and syrup so pure and sweet, although we have no appetite, we cannot help but eat. There's bread and biscuits, pie and cookies, all seasoned to our taste, and our cooks being very careful, there is nothing goes to waste. Our sleep in camp is well arranged, with bunks long, wide, and deep, and as night upon us reaches, boys, we quickly go to sleep. The chore boy in the morning gets up and starts the fires, and keeps our camp so neat and clean we cannot but admire. You'd ought to see us working as the weather is mild and fair. With chains, cant hooks, peavies, how we work the stately pine. From daylight until dark, my boys, we toil day after day, working in the pine woods on the banks of Chippewa. As winter is all over and our lumber is all done, we'll go out on the river, boys, and there we'll have some fun. We'll start our logs a-floating and we'll drive them down the stream, and before we face for home, boys, we'll sing the lumbering theme.